Oh, it is a good morning to Long Island and a really good morning to you guys on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube that are watching. It is a fantastic. I mean, it couldn't have been, it couldn't be a better morning than it is right now. All smiles because of what we just learned about. We won. It's another victory in Smithtown because we the people matter. Can you please say hi to everybody the way you normally do?
Good morning, my neighbors. What a lovely day. What a lovely day to be alive.
Oh.
What a lovely day to be in Smithtown. Oh, boy. It is great. Smithtown, we called. You showed up. Holy crap. Last night, they ran out of ballots at some of the libraries. One woman at I think it was the Comac Library told Heather when Heather went to go vote, is something going on? We had more. I think they had more people vote this year than all of last year by 10 o'clock in the morning. Smithtown, you guys are incredible. You did it again. Moreover, and this is very important, Sean, very important. I don't want to hear any of this crap anymore that your vote doesn't matter. Your vote doesn't, my vote doesn't matter. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. We just kicked the crap out of two radicals in the Smithtown.
One really.
Well, one real radical and a friend.
Right.
In the library trustee race. Kicked the crap out of them. 1,906 to 780.
Oh, those you got the numbers?
Holy crap. Yeah, we damn near tripled. we beat them by a magnitude of 3. Don't tell me your vote doesn't matter. Don't tell me you're not going to show up on November 2nd. When you show up, when you vote the correct way, we make institutional change. I'm jacked up. It's 7:05 in the morning. Sean, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm pumped about a library. We did so great, okay? Look, we the people matter. You have to stand up and you have to keep fighting. Look, when I woke up this morning, I rolled over. There were like 4 messages in the Loud Majority's Facebook inbox, and it was like, we did it again. And yesterday, look, when we heard yesterday late in the day that they I can't even say.
I didn't even need an alarm clock this morning because of all the inboxes. Whoever was up at 5:30 in the morning, thank you very much. My alarm clock was not necessary because my phone was suddenly turned into, I can't say that word.
No.
It was suddenly my phone was vibrating rapidly.
Yeah. It was the Energizer Bunny or somehow.
Holy crap.
But I'll tell you, I mean, wake up, I see that, I'm like, this is going to be great. I didn't even need the coffee today. What am I saying? But it's like, it's not true. But we look at it, and we heard last night that they ran out of ballots. And you know, when you get big turnouts in Smithtown, what's going to happen? And honestly, it's really not about both of these candidates. Nicole Kalari, who ran also with Kristen Robinson. Look, I know that she is a person who's married to law enforcement, and we always back the blue. And this is not about you. This was about Kristen. And listen, shout out Kristen Robinson, because honestly, if she didn't make a big deal of Guy Caligiuri's Trump flag out the back and didn't wake up Long Island to the fact that those people were out there. And we found out through that those people were out there. We went over to Guy Caligiuri's pizza place, you know, in August and September, and we started to come together and find people. If it wasn't for you, Kristen, you might not have lost last night. So shout out to Kristen Robinson, who's one of the MVPs in this race.
You know, if it wasn't for Kristen Robinson being annoying about a flag, Sean, do you and I ever really meet?
I don't know. We may not even.
I don't even know if we met. So, Kristen, thank you for awaking the dragon, and now you will reap the benefits of that. So, or you could have just shut up about a flag,
and then gotten pizza,
and went home and then bitched to your friends about how can you believe it? But you had to be a tough guy and throw it on Facebook and try to ruin a local small business. Now you lost your race and you've awoken a dragon on Long Island that will not be stopped.
That's it.
We will push on to November 2nd. We're going to get all of our people elected. And Kristen, I just want to say thank you. You did this.
Yeah.
And here we are.
7
o'clock in the morning running buck wild about a damn library. A library.
Shout out in the chat, Marie Gergenti. Congratulations, Marie, because Marie got on there. So that is, again, Marilyn Lepresti, Teresa Grisafi, and Marie Gergenti. Marie Gergenti is in the chat. Shout out, Marie. and congratulations. It's so funny to watch it happen. It's like how excited are people actually going to? What did you say it was 1906 to 7 something?
1906 to 780.
I mean, that's not even close. Dominion couldn't even fix that one. That's not even close.
We're still waiting for the mail-in ballots. I think a few people mailed in their library trustee ballots. We'll see how that goes.
But it's a great day. It's a great day to wake up. You feel refreshed, right? You realize that, oh my goodness, you went out, you came out in Smithtown, you voted. You came out and you vote. Now I've got some others. There is something brewing. There is something big brewing in education, and I'm going to touch a little bit on it today. Okay, because I went to the West Babylon School Board meeting last night, and let me just tell you something about those moms in West Babylon. They are on to something. They've got information, and it is not pretty, and it is connected potentially to some very, very important players that we've been hearing about. And I'm not going to say anything else. I am going to tease the ever-loving you-know-what out of it today, though, because Kevin knows what I'm talking about, because I told him about it yesterday and sent him the pictures back and forth. But I'm going to tease everything today and say nothing. I'm going to go up to the line and go, I cannot wait to tell you the connections, because everything we found out about Long Island education is potentially connected to, but we're not going to say it today. It's not going to happen today. It's going to happen Friday morning, because there's a lot of coffee to drink, a lot of hours not to sleep to read about this stuff. But I do have something that we'll talk about today, and we'll flash back to an earlier part of the show. I'll remind you of what I said earlier, and how that this information that I have here kind of plays into that. Some really cool stuff with education, obviously, because it's a big deal. But let's spend a little bit more time on the victory lap for now. Okay, what's up over there?
Well, look, before we jump back into that, Steve Bannon said it a couple weeks ago that unmasked mothers are going to be the leaders of the new revolution. And after seeing what these West Babylon moms have unearthed, there's a reason why people like me from Linden are staying on our side of the railroad tracks. Holy crap, am I terrified of you guys. I don't want nothing to do with West Babylon. I'm never coming over the other side of Railroad Avenue ever again. My aunt lives over there. I'm never coming back over. You guys are terrifying. I'm not screwing around with any of yous. You guys are awesome in West Babylon. The rowdiest.
That's my fault. Time out. There we go. Go ahead.
The rowdiest school board in Long Island.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Attorney General. That's us.
But last night, actually, the school board meeting was actually rather civil.
Well, that's because Robbie Ray and Lisa weren't there.
Exactly. Crazy Lisa and
our shadows, the angry 55-year-old cat lady.
Crazy Lisa and racist Robbie. They didn't come down. It's unfortunate, but it's good.
Coffee.
It was well. We have the thing that does the switcheroo, so you could go ahead and do that.
I'm good. We have the old switcheroo.
The dipsy dude flipperooski, as Dan Bongino would call it. But we had it was a good meeting last night. But I mean, I was talking to some of the parents afterwards, and we had some interesting conversations. If there's a "Let's Go Brandon" chant that starts in West Babylon, I'm sorry. But we may have inspired some action. Let's go Brandon. They have friends. Their name's Brandon, and they're cheering him on. That's all. It's nothing. There's nothing behind it. Nothing to read into it. I mean, just ask NBC. That's what they were chanting. There's nothing wrong with the chant. She said it on live TV. What's wrong with saying "Let's go Brandon"? Anyway, so oopsie, maybe. But we were talking last night, and a couple of names came up in the school board meeting, and a couple of interesting players. But there is a much, much bigger story that is brewing out of the West Babylon School District. And it's not just West Babylon. It's not just, quite frankly, it's not just Long Island. There's some stuff that's really, really interesting that we have brewing in education right now.
By the way, I saw a "Let's Go Brandon" chant in Rome.
I did hear about that.
Not Rome, New York.
Right. Not Rome, Georgia.
Rome, Italy. So you have pissed off the Italians, Joe Biden, or NBC, whichever one of the two. "Let's Go Brandon" being chanted in Italy. In Italy. That's hilarious. I mean, you assume it would happen at Texas A&M, at Mizzou, maybe at KSU. Rome, Italy.
Rome. One in Rome.
Italy.
And you know what they say? One in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I guess that means we have to continue to chant "Let's Go Brandon," especially if you're in Rome, because that's what the Romans are doing.
Apparently, you need a vaccine to go visit the Vatican.
Do you need a vaccine to go visit where the gladiators, the Colosseum? You need a vaccine for Nassau Coliseum.
You need a vaccine for that. Well, that's because of the asbestos.
That's true. It's nothing
I'm sure they didn't get rid of all that.
has nothing to do with COVID.
That's why the Islanders haven't been good since the 70s.
Whoa. Let me call a quick timeout. That is fake news.
Because
Let me get the hold on.
they're killing their
No.
players with
What I'm
asbestos.
gonna do?
That's why Rick DiPietro retired.
Stop. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna get my friend James O'Keefe down here. I'm gonna say, can we please go over that song about the alpaca? Because you just said the Islanders are bad, and this is gonna be our first retraction. I mean, listen, the Islanders are not bad. I think it might be our year. It's kind of like, with all the teams that wear blue and orange, we say it every year. This is our year, right?
Yeah. Please, you don't got to tell me. I remember sitting back in 1996 saying, Bernard Gilkey's going to lead us to the promised land as a Met fan. So basically, if you wear blue and orange in New York, you're going to blow it.
So let's go on another We the People Matter story before we talk about sports.
The Fauci on the couchy, as our next governor likes to say.
So we have a We the People Matter story because today is We the People Wednesday. I think that's I think it's going to be a new thing. I think Wednesday is We the People Wednesday.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So happy We the People Wednesday. This is just bang. It's hey, that's where it is.
This coffee.
Yeah, this coffee
This coffee is like crystal meth.
It is.
I am jacked right now.
It's good. Well, it's what it is. It's Folgers. And they do say it's the best part of waking up.
Well, so Jesus, they are not kidding. I'm sweating a little bit right now.
Yeah, you look a little
hot.
That's it. Hot to trot. What do you think about it? So We the People Wednesday, another We the People Matter story. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, I'll wear a mask to bed. Anthony Fauci backpedals on domestic vaccine mandates as Southwest Airlines has to cancel more domestic flights. Dr. Anthony Fauci, what's that? What happened?
I thought that was because of bad weather.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Just
too.
at the Southwest terminal.
That's what I thought too. I thought that that the weather was only affecting Southwest Airlines. I thought that's how that worked. But Southwest Airlines, so they wanted to tell you that it was the weather. But meanwhile, no other airlines had problems with the weather. But Dr. Anthony Fauci, whose opinions shift with the wind, and this is from Red State. I'll put this in the show notes. Dr. Anthony Fauci, whose opinions shift with the wind depending on what the Biden administration wishes him to do, has shifted on the definitiveness of Dementia Joe imposing vaccine mandate. This is in the article. I didn't make that up. Imposing vaccine mandate requirements for domestic air travel. In a September 19th visit with Chuck Todd, Sleepy Eyes, Fauci was asked about a domestic airline vaccine mandate, and Fauci said, "We have not gotten to the point of requiring vaccinations on domestic flights, but everything is on the table. We consider these things on a daily basis." For a month later, Fauci went on CNN's State of the Union to downplay the definitiveness of such a mandate. This one comes from Just the News, which is John Solomon's site. Anthony Fauci says he does not expect a vaccine mandate for Americans flying domestically in the near future. It's always discussable. So things like that. I don't want to say I support it or not. So he's back and forth. I don't want to be weighing in. Now Fauci doesn't want to weigh in. All this guy does is weigh in. He's made a living on weighing in for the last 30 years. He weighed in on AIDS. He screwed that up. He weighed in on SARS. I guess he weighed in on SARS. He weighed in on COVID. He screwed that up. Right now, he's going to weigh in on masking kids and stuff like that in the schools. He's going to screw that up. He doesn't want to be weighing in. Meanwhile, that's all he does on TV because we know he's not treating anybody. We know he's not actually doing science. So I don't want to be weighing in because we wind up then having people taking things out of context. There is no out of context when you email your friend and say masks don't work. There's nothing to take out of context there. Adding the relevant bodies have everything on the table with regards to vaccinations on flights. Okay. Fauci obviously is going back and forth, and this is a We the People Matter because you can see what happens when people take a stand. I was listening to Bongino yesterday. He was talking about the pilot situation, and the pilots with Southwest Airlines decided, no, we don't want to take this vaccine. We don't want to comply with this mandate. We don't believe it's necessary to be vaccinated to fly an airplane, right? It's not necessary one way or the other for the government to tell a company to tell them what to do with their employees. So We the People Matter. Southwest Airlines stood up and said, We the People Matter. And look what happened. Southwest is blaming air traffic control related cancellations. The FAA said the air traffic control related cancellations were 0 this weekend. So both can't be true. And we see yesterday the Southwest Airlines CEO come on TV and say he didn't want to do this, but he was forced into doing it by the Biden administration. We are dealing with a government right now that is finally, it looks like, being put in check, but not by those people who we've elected into power, by everybody else, by we the people, us, we have risen up. And when people want to say you're not the majority because you lost, no, we are the majority. There is no way that there are more of them, these wild lunatics who believe in 57 genders, who are woke beyond anybody's level of wokeness before. There is no way there's more of them than us. Absolutely not. And so this will continue, and things like this will continue, like Southwest, like something as local in the Smithtown Library. And it's our job to make sure that they at least continue through November 2nd this year, because we've got huge races to win, including Ray Tierney for DA in Suffolk County, right? Also, these ballot provisions, these things up for referendum.
Yes, we got to make sure that we vote no on everything on the back of the ballot. Flip the ballot over, vote no. But just on Fauci, this is since we're going to do this little We the People Wednesday thing.
Yeah, We the People Wednesday.
My favorite website on the internet is Rotten Tomatoes, because it really shows the difference between those who think they should run the country and those who actually run the country. So we're going to look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, the GOAT, in my opinion, the greatest of all time. 2 specials ago, the critics gave him a 35% rating. The people gave him a 99% rating. In the special that just came out, the critics gave it a 43% rating. The people gave it a 96 rating. Are you ready to hear the Dr. Fauci documentary ratings?
Oh.
Are you ready for this?
Oh.
The critics gave it a 91. 91. The people gave it a 2.
Oh, my God.
A 2.
So this is on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah. Jaws 7 has more than 2% of the people rating. 2.
Oh.
2% of the people who watched this thought this was a good documentary. And it was made by Disney, so it's not like it was some low budget, low rent, they didn't spend any money on it. That's just the people's way of telling you that this guy sucks.
I mean, the people have spoken. They're
2.
tired of this guy, Anthony Fauci.
That's got to be the lowest Rotten Tomato score of all time.
I've never seen any. I mean, Snakes on a Plane got a better rating.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Snakes on a Plane was funny.
I'm getting sick.
I'm getting tired of these mother snakes. It's like that's how I feel about like school boards. I'm getting tired of these liberals on our school board. I mean, listen, I'm not going to use bad words because then, the PC police come out and say,
I just can't believe
a bad word.
91-2. Holy crap. That's like a Smithtown election. It's unbelievable. 91-2. I can't imagine what Disney must have spent on this too. But this is the people rising up. This is the people saying that we've had enough. This is the people saying that we don't need a documentary about a public servant, about some guy who changes his mind like the weather.
Yeah, he changes his mind. He goes back and forth.
By the way, we can't have Christmas this year.
Oh, well, no.
No Christmas.
I solved that.
No Christmas.
I made a nice poem about that one.
Which is good, because anything I can do to avoid dinner with the family.
We have the Virginia races. Speaking of we the people, the Virginia governor's race is going to be really fun to watch this year. It's only a 3-point spread, and this is according to 538. I'm not sure where they aggregate their polls, but I know that there are polls where Youngkin's been ahead. There are polls where McAuliffe's been ahead, but not by more than about 2.5 points. I mean, that's within the margin of error.
He's well within the margin of error. And if we can flip the Virginia seat, if we can flip the Virginia governor's seat, oh, man, right next to D.C., there will be a collective pants shitting going on. Damn it.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry about that. Not supposed to.
That's good. We're gonna have to go in there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit
post-production
that
one.
We're gonna have to edit that.
We need a dump button.
We're gonna, I just can't keep my this coffee.
It's the best part of waking up.
I still.
It's the best part of waking up, right? That's what it is.
Folgers in your cup.
Folgers in your cup. What do you think about it? Coffee the greatest.
We're not sponsored by Folgers.
We're not. If they want to,
this coffee is really good.
Yeah, if Folgers wants to do something, we're all ears. But
I don't know how you drink this stuff straight without any sort
of
creamer or anything like that.
It's simple. I'm not a racist, so I drink my coffee black. It's fine.
All right, well, I drink it.
Yeah, white. Well, you're the one who likes the pumpkin spice latte.
I love pumpkin spice.
All
1,600 calories of it.
Your white girl is showing.
I am a basic bitch.
That's what's happening right there. Hey, I got an interesting something here. Democrats are warning that the president's decline is alarming. Now, I don't know. I haven't read the article yet. I don't know what they mean by decline. I don't know if they mean poll numbers or I mean, I'm being serious, or his cognitive decline. I'm not sure what it is. What do you think it is? I haven't read it yet.
Well, they set up a fake soundstage
So what do you think it's
to pretend like he gets to play president.
Yeah.
He gets to pretend he's the president.
Yeah.
While Susan Rice is over there destroying the country. As a fake soundstage. People always talk about shadow governments and there's the Bilderbergs wearing moose heads in Zurich. No. Turns out it's a soundstage on the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue. I mean, every time this guy looks at the camera, he always looks like he's looking directly into the sun.
Yeah.
Like he's so confused.
Yeah.
I'm also curious on where Joe Biden's eyebrows went, but that's another story.
So you think it's you think it's the decline is that they're talking about cognitive, right?
I think that they are realizing that 22 is going to be very.
I don't know. In this article, what we're looking at, it says decline, and I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to find out if it was poll numbers, if it was cognitive, or if it was both.
Well,
all right?
Because look, you got to figure some of these safe Democrats are going to win no matter what.
Here we go. You ready? This doesn't mean what you think it does, but nor does it mean what Democrats think it does either. The alarming decline they highlight is in Joe Biden's polling rather than his cognition. Okay, so it was. See, they will never admit that this guy is bat soup crazy.
Like, you know what?
Okay?
At first, his little quips, his little
Come on, man.
his little gaffes, like,
Grandpa.
they were kind of charming. He was like
Hair
a
legs.
grandpa that you were kind of embarrassed by, who said things that didn't really make any sense, and you giggled in the corner. But really, this man should be driving a golf cart in Del Boca Vista, having dinner at 3:30 in the afternoon, watching Golden Girls, and going back to bed.
Yeah, nothing's more comforting and nice than I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids that used to rub my leg down the pool, watch the hair come back up again. And that's when I learned about roaches.
See, like that was like something weird that your grandpa would say.
My grandpa would never say that.
No, I mean babbling on nonsensically. They would just babble on in the corner in their recliner, and you would just go, "Oh, that's just grandpa. He's just he's getting lost in the mall or whatever." But now it's like, no, you're like ruining places.
Oh yeah, it's. I got hairy legs. He talked about his hairy legs, and then he talked about roaches. I'm not sure what he was talking about. All I know is he talked about hairy legs and he talked about roaches. And we did treat him like a grandpa. We said, look at this sleepy old man. He can't get his you-know-what together. And
He
can't get out of bed, okay? He's stuck in the house. He won't leave the basement. Is he going to? That wasn't even close. That was a bad one. Wow. I mean, that just derailed everything.
I short-armed that one.
Short-armed it. That was like Norwood in the Super Bowl. I had no shot. That was wide. Way wide right.
I am Blair Walsh.
Oh God!
Blair Walsh
Was that the one? Oh,
on the Vikings.
That was the Vikings.
27-yard field goal. He missed it. 27 yards left.
He missed it by more. Oh my God! So it was about the polling. In a focus group last week, Pennsylvania Democrats, one after another, articulated the issue vexing top White House aides, party operatives in Virginia, and voters in Georgia. Why isn't President Joe Biden's diminished job rating rebounding? Maybe because he's continuing to do a worse job over day. And
because
then when
things are getting worse and worse.
When you look at Peppermint Patty, Pippi Longstocking, ain't no circle back girl, Jen Psaki. When you look at her spinning everything, well, she tells CNN. Imagine having to be Biden's press secretary telling CNN, well, guys, we don't see it as darkly as you do.
We don't see it as darkly as you.
CNN.
She's got to walk out of that press conference and just take one big exhale. Like there's got to be like a cup of Jack Daniels waiting for her at the end of every one of those press conferences, going, one more day. Well, you watch. This woman's going to look like Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus by the time this administration's done.
Yeah,
she's going to age like 80 years.
They don't see it as darkly as the same news network who threw up fiery but mostly peaceful ones who are seeing things in the dark light. So it must be tough.
They don't see things as darkly as the news network who continues to employ a Jeffrey Toobin who doesn't know when the red light is on. Your pants should remain on.
Those are the general
you guys
laws.
know that story? Jeffrey Toobin, this correspondent, was how would you say this? Was
not doing well.
Was self-congratulating himself.
Yes.
While on a Zoom call with his staff.
Right.
And for some reason, Still has a job.
Yeah, still has a job.
Still has a job.
That's why
Chris
also
Cuomo admits to grabbing his boss's ass at CBS or ABC, whichever one it was. Still has a job. Don Lemon currently has sexual harassment charges against him for really, genuinely violating some dude in Sag Harbor. Sag Harbor, where
all the oppressed.
Don Lemon's so oppressed that he goes to bars in Sag Harbor. I live on Long Island. I got to be honest with you. Not totally sure where Sag Harbor is.
I'm not sure. I think it's out there.
Well, people like you and I aren't allowed in Sag Harbor.
No.
That's where Billy Joel hangs out.
Yeah, no, we're not allowed over there.
We're not allowed over there, but Don Lemon is allowed to aggressively
tell me
sexually assault some dude.
While these people still have jobs, Justin Trudeau, who's in pictures in blackface, Ralph Northam, the governor, Trudeau, by the way, the prime minister of Canada, Ralph Northam, the governor right now of Virginia. Well, we don't really know what he did. He either wore blackface or he wore a KKK outfit. So I'm not sure.
And then, as a trained pediatrician, because that's what he is by trade, he's an MD, he's a pediatrician, advocated for post-birth abortions.
Post-birth abortion.
So if I just kill someone when they're 35, can I just claim that's a post-birth abortion?
That's the issue. And that's the issue I have with that post-birth abortion thing, because if it's okay then, when is it not okay, right? And that gets back to all the way back to the heartbeat bill, right, which is what's going on in Texas. If there's a heart beating, why is it okay for you to stop that heartbeat? You always say, my body, my choice. That isn't your body anymore. You control one heart. That's yours, right? So the argument now lies, and this is why I make the argument. I'm not going to make it from a purist standpoint at all. I'm going to say, look, if you want to look at it just straight from a legal perspective and straight from a potential slippery slope perspective, when is it okay? If it's okay, when is it not okay? When does it stop being okay to stop that heartbeat? And that's why this Texas bill and this Mississippi bill and all of these different bills that are coming out with regards to the heartbeat are important. And it's starting to, because of how far they've taken it. You went from safe, legal, and rare to post-birth.
Yeah, and back in the 90s when Bill Clinton talked about abortion and he said safe, legal, and rare.
Safe, legal, and rare.
Safe, legal, and rare. People all out there said, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't think it's okay. But then the pendulum began to swing. As usual, the left pushed too far.
Way too far.
40 weeks in New York. 40 weeks, and that was seen as a celebratory thing. So then Texas and Mississippi came back and said, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? 40 weeks? How about 6 weeks? All right? It was 20 weeks since 1973. 20 weeks since 1973, saying that you could put reasonable restrictions on third trimester abortions. And everyone kind of went along with it. Nobody liked it. People fought back against it, but there was no real sway in the law. You had Planned Parenthood versus Casey, which altered the laws a little bit on abortions back in the 90s, but there was no real change. And then New York came along and said, you know what? We're just going to start offing people.
Yeah.
Look, the only abortion doctor in American history to ever be tried for murder is a man named Kermit Gosnell in Philadelphia. He was charged with murder for doing 32-week abortions. He's rotting in the can in Pennsylvania. Soon he'll be rotting in hell. If he had done that, just slightly up Route 95, totally okay. Totally okay. What he did wasn't a crime.
Not a crime.
What he did wasn't a crime.
No issues.
They made a movie with Dean Cain about him. It was actually a really, really awful movie. But telling the whole story, and they showed what a 32-week abortion looks like. And it's one of the most horrifying things I've ever. It's one of those things you can't unsee once you see it. Once you see that, there's no way to say this is wrong. There's no way to say this is okay. It's wrong in every instance. If Kermit Gosnell in West Philadelphia had been doing what he did in New York today, this man is walking around amongst the rest of us. And this is seen as progress.
That's progress. And this is why I don't call them progressives, right? Because there isn't progress being made. When you look at someone like an Elaine Gross or a Tracy Edwards or somebody who is into the critical race theory stuff, and they're talking about all of these different theories and different quote unquote lenses to perceive history, right? And how divisive and how racist it actually is and oppressive it actually is. You will not be making progress by implementing these systems. And this is why Democrats are worried about Biden's polling I'm worried about his cognitive decline and his polling. But I was just looking at some polling and when his approval rating started to go underwater, and it was between August and September. Okay. Now what the media is telling you and what a lot of hype is telling you, and I'm going to attach this in the show notes as well. All right. Is that they want to blame the Delta variant. They want to blame COVID. They're going to blame the unvaccinated because, they spread it around again and it's their fault that we're doing poorly. That's what they're telling you. It's a pandemic of the unvaccinated. But if that had happened, Delta was spreading in July and in August. Why did it take until September for these changes to happen? And the answer is simple. What happened in the first week of September? Okay, the badly, badly botched Afghanistan scenario, and people have held a grudge. People have held a serious grudge against this administration, against this regime for what they did and what they did not do in Afghanistan. And it's getting worse now. Why is it getting worse now? Because cargo ships can't get in because you are starting to see bare shelves. That is this dude's name. Bare shelves Biden. That's what's going on. This guy, it's a straight torpedo of the supply chain. That's what's going and your money, they're printing money. No. Don't tell me that the prices of things are going up. No, the value of your money is going down. That's what's happening here. And that's why you're seeing a massive, massive disapproval now, and it's trending in the wrong direction for Joe Biden. This is the Real Clear Politics average. They aggregate all of the polls, and he is severely underwater. 52% disapprove to 43%. And I really don't think that if you polled every person in this country, that 43% of them, even that number, a number that low, would come anywhere close to saying they approve of what this guy is doing. Find me these people. Where are they? What planet do they live on? What country do they live in? I don't know. It's insane.
I mean, 43 is so soft. Those numbers are soft. That margin of error has got to be like 5.5%. He's definitely in the 30s. You're starting to see numbers in the 36, 37% range. That's insane. He's still in the honeymoon stage of his presidency. The first year, everything's rock roaring. You're still learning where everything is. Still trying to figure out how the phones work. 38% we saw. 38% we saw out of Quinnipiac, and that's not Rasmussen, which is a friendly poll.
Friendly poll. Friendly poll.
A friendly poll to Republicans.
Yes.
There was a lot of R's there.
A lot of R's, a lot of F's, a lot of P's.
Yeah, it's the alphabet people.
A, B, C, D. It's like you're going down the list of the oppressed L.
Yeah.
The A, B, D. You know what I call it now? I don't call it I don't call it like the LGBTQ community. I just call it the alphabet.
Well,
that's what I call it. What the alphabet is. That's what they are.
Well, that's what the GOAT Dave Chappelle says. The alphabet people.
Oh, he does he really?
Yeah, he calls them the alphabet people because they've taken 25% of the alphabet for themselves.
Well, one of my favorite comedians, I won't say his name on here, said it's time to take the rainbow back. Why did we give it up in the first place? That community stole the rainbow. They took every color. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out who you were. Who you were.
The big. He's just an unbearable person.
He's quite grisly.
Yeah.
If you're wondering who we're talking about, you can go to www.hugepianist.com.
Pianist.
Huge pianist. He's enormous. He's like 6'10",
and he's funny. But
and he's like up in Utica cutting down trees or some shit.
He's funny, but he's on the West Coast now. But he's
on the West Coast
he's
now.
funny, but he's touchy on a lot of subjects.
You can't say his name on YouTube because
if you say his name on YouTube,
he has been banned from the earth.
If you say his name on YouTube, you will get in trouble. So we have to. But Ursa Major.
Yes. Big bear.
But yeah, he's underwater. This is and it started towards the end of September. The end of August into September, and that's obviously timed with Afghanistan. So don't listen to anybody who's telling you otherwise, because that's not what's going on. Folks, you're doing a really good job, and I want to commend you on something. I want to commend you on something that I heard. I was talking to somebody from Smithtown about the election yesterday, and she was telling me that, oh my goodness, I saw people passing around that video that we put up on Saturday night people that she had no idea even were monitoring or looking at us, or they just came across the video. And so something that I had asked everybody to do, which you guys had done, you shared that video over 100 times just from the page there. It got some play on some other platforms as well, YouTube included. But something that I always ask you to do, and you did it, and we're going to continue to ask you to do this because it's proving that it worked. I mean, 2,600 votes in a library trustee election, that is a normal turnout in Smithtown for the school board. So when you think about what we did yesterday, and we really didn't start talking about these elections until Saturday night, talking about all these different things, all I can say is distribution by proxy works. Think about Project Veritas and how they get their content to spread. It's because everyone who sees it shares it. Everyone who shares it saves it. Everyone who saves it sends it, and it gets out by proxy. It gets out to everybody through the means of everyone else, not just because one person made a post and everybody saw it. It's because everybody saw it and everybody shared it and everybody else saw it again. And that's how that happened yesterday. And so what I'm going to have to ask you to do is, again, every time, not just these show videos or We Will Not Comply podcasts or anything like that. It doesn't have to be anything like that. All I'm saying is, like an event like Montauk, we're getting shadow banned. Get in there, do yourself like this thing big. You want to bring out your friends, you want to show everybody what it's all about, re-spark that feeling from last year, share everything, share the flyer, beat the bans, beat the algorithms, because you saw what that did just over the course of a couple of days and how that impacted a local election where a radical was going to have some say over $16 million. But you stopped that. You stopped that through voting. You stopped that through distribution by I'm stealing it from James O'Keefe, okay? Not taking it all the way, but I'm going to say, look, it works. We're going to ask our people to do the same thing. So let me just ask you this quick favor. When you sign up for that newsletter, send it to a friend. When you go and see this post, when you see a post about an event, when you see a flyer, hit the share button and repost it. This is how we really take control going into the November 2nd elections. And this is how we really take control going into next November, when we will have a candidate on the ballot, a Republican, a strong Republican candidate, Lee Zeldin, to vote for the governor of this state, the first chance to flip this state red in 20 years. So share everything, because you saw how that worked locally and you know how that could work on a bigger level.
And look, we've got the events this Saturday. We're going to be with the next district attorney of Nassau County.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Donnelly out in Nassau County at the Syosset train station. I'll be there 11 to 5, bouncing around with the New York City crew out here in Suffolk and Selden. 325 Middle Country Road at Nick Caracappa's office. You're gonna, if you guys don't know this guy, you're gonna love him. He's got the biggest smile in the world. He's like a big puppy.
He's a nice guy.
I love Nick. He's a great guy, always smiling. And like, guys, we talked about this. We are one seat. If you imagine the Suffolk County Legislature being like Congress and the executive being like the president.
Right. That's how it is.
That's exactly how it is. Steve Bellone is the president of Suffolk County, for better or for worse, and the county legislature is Congress. We have a chance to flip our local Congress. One seat we need. We need one seat. We need Stephanie Bontempi in Huntington. We need Dominic Thorne down in Patchogue. We need Manny Esteban in Huntington. We have winnable seats. We need
Stephen Becker.
Stephen Becker. Kyle Becker's the journalist.
Kyle Becker's the journalist.
Kyle Becker's the journalist. Sorry, Steve. We have 4 opportunities across this county to flip Suffolk County's Congress, so to speak, and put the gavel and put it back in the hands of Republicans. We need your help, guys. We need your help. If everyone can come out from Suffolk County over to Nick Caracappa's office, we're going to have a little street rally. We're going to be hanging out. I'm sure they're going to have food there. It's going to be a good time. 2 p.m., Nick Caracappa's office, 325 Middle Country Road in Selden.
That's
Middle Country Road. You know that we like to wave. We like to wave our flags on the side of the road, get some attention, have a good time, be with good, honest people. Good, honest people who agree with what our values are. We need you guys' help. So we're going to be at Syosset train station with Ann Donnelly, 11 to 5 on Saturday, and 2 p.m., Nick Caracappa's office in Selden. Guys, we need you to come out. The flyers will be in the show notes. We're going to throw them up on the page. Like Sean said, distribution by proxy. Not everyone sees these videos. We need you guys to share out these flyers. Let your friends know which one you're going to go to. Which one you're going to go to. Bring a friend with you. Bring a friend down to meet your local representative, your district attorney. You guys have seen Ray Tierney at 1,000 different things that we've done. Ann Donnelly, she's an awesome person. It's a tight race. I think we're ahead right now, but we're going to need your help.
Yep. And listen, I mean, we're in a good spot right now. There's a lot of energy. This library election out in Smithtown really pushed some momentum. And also Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'll be at District 19 out in Whitestone, 2015 Francis Lewis Boulevard. For anybody who's out there in Nassau County, Western Nassau, isn't going to the Ann Donnelly event or wants to help make an impact in the city, and fight for someone who you haven't met yet, but who you would love, Vicky Palladino, please let me know. We got some people coming. Food will be provided. So if you're going out to Vicky Palladino's on Saturday, 2015 Francis Lewis Boulevard, 11 a.m., we're going to do some walking around, door knocking, and et cetera, to help push the cause for Vicky. Folks, I am going to tell you something that I learned last night with regards to education. And it's not the big one. It's not the big boom that I want to drop on Friday. And, look, there are people from that wasn't even close. There are people he went, when a basketball player misses a layup, it's like Kevin was just standing over the garbage can, putting the French vanilla creamer in there, and it didn't go in. A frog came out. It's okay. Nice just seeing people who's going to be there at Whitestone. So that's awesome. Anyway, what I was saying was, we hear about, I was talking to people across the country about this big story that we're talking about Friday. I was on the phone with California last night. A good friend of mine, Dr. Cordy Williams, we were talking late, and he's kind of blown away by some of the stuff that we uncovered. We were talking last night, and hopefully if he watches, and I know he does, hopefully he can come out here at some point. We would love to show him the warehouse and kind of get him connected with some of our people. You guys would love him. The Unfettered Patriot, look up that podcast, by the way. Cordy Williams, Dr. Cordy Williams. He's great. Anyway, look at this now. Friday we're going to be dropping some explosive, I think, information about education in Long Island. It's something that you're not going to want to miss. So please make sure you either tune in on Friday live or you download the audio version of the podcast. We Will Not Comply. It's on every podcasting platform where you subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/Long Island Loud Majority. And you can subscribe there. Hit the bell. You'll get a notification every time we go live. This that I'm going to do here is going to seem big, but it's not as big. I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about how all of the boards of education that don't want to join this lawsuit are speaking with the same voice, right? If we had a choice, we would have given you the choice, right? You remember that? If we had a choice, we'd give you the choice. Meanwhile, when they were given the choice, they punted and waited until their choices were taken away, right? So remember what I said? I said, listen, it sounds like all these boards are talking to each other, coming up with the same message, crafting the same message to tell the people. It sounds like they're kind of operating like the left, or they're operating in unison, and they're not doing it on behalf of their communities. They're doing it on behalf of New York State. Well, we found out yesterday through the West Babylon moms, all right, these are great people, making West Babylon proud, and we're going to make West Babylon great again, believe me, a nice list of school districts from Nassau County, Suffolk County, and even in Westchester County that are all represented by the same law firm. All right. Now, I'm not going to say anything about this law firm. I don't know anything about this law firm in terms of where they stand and kind of who they are, but their name is Ingerman Smith, Ingerman Smith, LLP. They specialize, what looks like here, it says it right there. Our client list includes school districts, BOCES, colleges and universities, libraries, and municipal agencies. The size of our clients varies widely from small school districts with student populations of just over 300 students to the largest suburban school district in New York State, Sachem Central School District. The following are just a few examples, all right? Now, I will tell you, there are school districts and local community organizations on this list. I don't know what Ingerman Smith stands for. All I'm doing is letting you know who is on their clients list. So I want you to pay attention to this list. And again, I'm not saying this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm saying if you are a member of a school district and they're represented by Ingerman Smith, and you have heard your board say, we've consulted with our attorneys and they've told us that we shouldn't sue the state. If it's these people, then they're telling every district not to sue the state over the masks. Now, that could be happening for one of two reasons. We can give them the benefit of the doubt, and they can say, don't sue the state. We found out how they're going to get around this, and it's a bad legal strategy. And that's very possible. And if that's what they're doing, hey, they know more about law than I do. And I could say maybe that's what they're doing. Or is there a conflict of interest somewhere? I don't know. So let's pay attention to the districts that I'm about to read to you. Amagansett, These are the districts that are represented by Ingram and Smith. Amagansett Union Free School District, Baldwin Union Free School District, Bayshore Union Free School District, Bayport Blue Point Union Free School District. And I'm going to call a quick timeout with Bayport Blue Point only because we did just learn the coroner's report, Gabby Petito strangled to death. So that's something that was learned. So that's terrible. And now we'll see how that impacts the search for Brian Laundrie. But again, heart goes out to the Petito family. Okay. And that. So that's just, Bayport, Blue Point. All right. Belmore, Merrick, Blue Point Fire District, Brentwood, Central Islip, Chabad at Stony Brook, City of Long Beach, Copeg, Cradle of Aviation, East Islip, East Meadow, East Quogue, Elwood, Evergreen Charter School, Freeport, Girl Scouts of Suffolk County, Glen Cove City School District, Great Neck, Greenport, Harvey School, Hebrew Academy of Nassau County, Hebrew Academy of the Five Towns in Rockaway, Herricks, Holbrook Fire District, Irvington, Islip. Next page. Jericho, Katona Lewisboro, Kings Park, Lexington, Locust Valley, which is surprising, Longwood, Mamaroneck, Mattituck, Merrick, Mineola. I feel like I'm doing the Babylon. This is the train to Penn Station. The next station is Massapequa. It's always Massapequa Park. Yeah. Mineola, Montauk, Mount Pleasant, Mount Vernon, Nassau-Bossies, Nassau Community College, New Rochelle, North Belmore, North Merrick, Northport East Northport, Ossining, Oyster Bay, Peekskill, Plain Edge, Port Jefferson, Port Jervis, Riverhead, Rockville Center, Roslyn, Rye City, Sachem, School Business Partnerships of Long Island. Don't know what that is. Got to look into that one. Seaford, Shelter Island, Smithtown, South Huntington, Southold, Springs, Suffolk County Board of Ethics, Syosset, Tuckahoe, Uniondale, United Nations International School, and the West Babylon Union Free School District are all represented by the same law firm. What do you think of that?
Well, I want to thank Mr. Giordano over at Windiners because I didn't hear that name.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that name. You're not putting up with that crap on our side of the railroad track, Sean.
No,
not putting up with that crap.
Massapequa's not on the list either.
Massapequa's not on the list either. Well,
and Eastport South Manor is not on the list either.
I'm curious about Locust Valley.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of more digging around to do. But like we said, when they're all coming out with the same message, they're probably getting it from the same source.
And that's it. They're all talking the same way. They're all saying the same things.
And they're assuming when they say these things, the correlation, because, look, why would somebody from West Babylon, why would somebody from Linders be showing up at the Belmore school board meeting?
Right.
So who would ever know that West Babylon and Belmore are saying the same thing? Well, Mr. Attorney General, here we are.
Yes.
Here we are. We're bouncing around a little bit.
We heard that, and look, there are districts. This says here, these are a following of a few examples. So you can go to Ingerman, INGERMAN, Smith, SMITH.com /clients. It looks like IngermanSmith.com /clients. And you can look for yourself and get this information as well. This is public information. This isn't something, but these West Babylon moms found out who was representing our district. And they were talking with other parents and residents of other districts. And this is what I'm talking about. There's coordination, not just on their side anymore, but on our side. The Save Our Schools movement, these different Unmask Our Kids movements, these Parents for Choice and Moms for Liberty. And then when it comes into it, what we do and try to, when we get involved in elections and doing what we can do, and digging. And getting information out there. If you think this just with the fact that they're all being represented by the same lawyer, look, maybe that's a great law firm for educational law. I don't know. I'm just letting you know that they are being represented by one guy. And I know a lot of people's attorneys in their districts are the ones telling the board not to sue the state. Now, if those attorneys work for Ingram and Smith, is it coming from the top or folks, it could just be a bad idea. Look, I'm not saying one way or the other. See, I like to not take a position until we have information that justifies doing so. That's called being responsible, not being CNN, and not just jumping to conclusions that everything is dirty. Now, in most cases, everything usually is dirty, but we wait until we find out that it is dirty before we start saying things that aren't true. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not going to come on here and just spew nonsense because we think we have something. When
Right.
we have something, you will all know it. We will, we're not going to just come on a live stream and just slander people.
Right. And that's why we're not also throwing the Friday news out there yet, because that is a very big story with potentially far-reaching implications. And I don't want to get in trouble with some of these people. So we want to make sure we got our ducks in a row. And we are going to get our ducks in a row by Friday. And so this is if you think this is big, if you think this law firm thing is big, just wait until what I think we're going to talk about on Friday, because it's something you're not going to want to miss. It's really, really eye-opening.
It's going to be huge without the H.
With a Y instead.
Y.
Y is the first letter. Excuse me. Y is the first letter in YMCA, which is a song that I actually, when you think about it, I wrote. That's why I danced to it. I wrote the song. I wrote the YMCA, and we're going to remix it into the MAGA. We're going to make America great again. The Village People. They're fantastic people when you think about it.
I think Elizabeth Warren's in the Village People.
Oh, she's a fake Indian.
Fake
by the way, Gateway Pundit. Shout out Gateway Pundit.
Gateway Pundit ruined my morning the other day.
Gateway Pundit.
What's his name? John Hoff?
Jim Hoff.
Jim Hoff. I want to thank you for ruining my morning, because I had to see this guy over here talking about, oh, look, the founder of the Gateway Pundit wrote an article about me making fun of Elizabeth Warren.
And the guy's like, he roasted her and said she's the only human to fail a DNA test. I'm like, yeah, I did. I did that right from here, from the America First Media Campus, because we're going to change the world, and it's going to start on Friday. And by the way, new backdrop. Shout out Joe the Box, because he's like the most amazing guy. He's so funny. Great dude. Can't wait. Hopefully we see him this morning. But shout out Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse and the America First Media Campus, the best and most influential room in Long Island right now. I think our friend Kristen could probably tell you a thing or two about what happens, the messages that come out of here and what goes on.
By the way, did you happen to read this Wiki on Wiki article about you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Oh,
it's very, very interesting.
We had some dirt in there. I definitely overloaded it this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some shit floating around in my coffee.
I got my coffee with pulp this morning.
Apparently,
here we go.
As per your social media bio, you are the founder of the Long Island Loud Majority that deals with energy conservation.
Oh, really?
Deals with energy conservation.
Nice.
You have considerable fame, which is fake news. As far as I'm concerned.
I don't know about that. I think that's fake news. Retracto Alpaca is going to come back to town.
The fake news flamingo.
The fake
news flamingo.
I'll tell you right now, when we bring out the fake news flamingo, who thinks we should take? All right, let's do this. Let's go to the chat, because we're getting towards the end of the episode. Let's get some of the people involved. So what James O'Keefe does for people who write fake stories about them is he sends them a stuffed alpaca. It's it looks like a llama, and they send it out there. It's called the Retraction Alpaca. His name is Retracto. I think when they start writing fake news about us, what we're going to start doing is lawn flamingos.
Hi, Nick Spangler.
Yeah, Nick Spangler, or Newsday, if they write a bad story. Not Craig Schneider. I like the guy. He's fair. I know the editor had something to do with a little bit in that article. That's okay. The editor's, I don't know. We'll talk about him.
Well, the editor of the Long Island, I don't know if he still is, but the editor of the Long Island section of Newsday is my, it used to be, my former college professor. So, hi, Tim.
So we think when we start seeing the fake news, Town of Oyster Bay News saying that we're funded by some super PAC, right?
Oh, we're funded by. I have 2 hubcaps on my car.
Yeah, meanwhile, I got a tire falling off the back car there. We started running out of air this morning.
I mean, if we're funded by a national super PAC, we are funded by quite literally the shittiest super PAC ever.
Right.
Ever.
So I'll tell you this. So when we get the fake news and they start writing stories about it, I think we should just take flamingos, the pink lawn, and just put them down on the, in sight of these people, not on their property, but in sight of these people. Fake news flamingos. Who thinks we should do that? Who would want to do the fake? If we said, hey, let's go to, so-and-so's outlet and put some flamingos across the street on the public property. What would you do? Who would want to go do some fake news flamingos?
Imagine going to News 12 and just putting them all over the lawn.
Just so we went to News 12 and crashed their tip line, so we can just it'll be a lot more peaceful. The flamingos aren't going to burn anything down.
I ran into somebody that works at News 12 the other day. And, clearly a former friend. Not thrilled with me. Not too excited to see me.
A lot of participation in the chat. Who'd be in to be the Flamingo Squad? I love it.
Flamingo Squad.
So we got the Flamingo Force in the chat right now, ready to go out there and fake news Flamingo. Anybody who's writing bad stories, that's going to be so much fun when we go out there with the flit. They're leading a pink-winged insurrection at News 12. It's like they're lawn decorations.
They're lawn decorations.
They are inanimate objects
with the little, with the little spinning legs.
Yes.
You stick them in, and then the wind blows them.
Yeah, and the reason why we're going to use the flamingo is because these people's arguments don't have a leg to stand on.
Look at that.
The fake news flamingo.
Look at this. You're so clever.
I do.
This is why you have a
wiki.
This is why you have a wiki page.
Yeah,
and I don't. If anybody wants to make a Wikipedia on me, go right ahead. Because you're on wiki,
right?
So if anybody out there wants to make a Wikipedia page on me, that way I can jump Sean in the importance level.
A wiki. Well, I got wiki on wiki. I got wiki for days. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Hey, look, it's 7:55. I'm going to give you guys a reminder. Go to officialloudmajority.com or loudmajorityus.com. Sign up for the newsletter. That was really fast. I said that really quickly. Go to officialloudmajority.com or loudmajorityus.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Head to our page, our Facebook page on Facebook, and share the event. We're going to Montauk on Sunday. Meeting at Seaford train station, 8 a.m., leaving by 10 a.m., and we are taking Sunrise Highway, all the MFN way, out to Montauk, out to the end. It should be a great ride, just like last year. Got my new flagpole holders. They just came in yesterday. So, because unfortunately, what I used to do with the older ones, they made them cheaper now. They break. So I shoot missiles off the back of my truck at everybody in the caravan. Now I got steel ones. They're not going to break.
Oh, so now when they fly off the back of your truck, they're definitely not going to break when they hit the ground.
No.
Well, it's a good thing to know we got Final Destination happening over here.
Well, they're not going to fly off my truck because they're going to be set up so well. So do me a favor, go on to Montauk.
If anybody wants any stuff before Montauk, stuff like that, you want to have a hoodie or a sweatshirt or T-shirt and a hat, a flag, you got to have your stuff in today to make sure you get it by Sunday.
Okay, last day for the order today.
This is the last day for the orders before Montauk. If you want anything, I got to know now.
Yep.
I got to know now. I'm putting everything together this afternoon, dropping it off at the post office. So please, if there's anything you guys want, we just got new We the People Are Pissed Off flags. They're wild. They're awesome. They look just like the T-shirt. We got those. We got the Loud Majority flags. We got some special giveaways that are going to be rally only.
Yes,
stuff.
Rally only gear.
Rally only
Seaford gear.
Seaford gear.
Yep.
So if there's going to be if you're going to be at Seaford, we have a limited supply of these things, but they're going to be very special, and you can only pick them up at the rally. So we'll have them at Seaford. We'll have them at Montauk. So if you guys want anything, make sure you have your orders in today, and I'll be sure to send those out to you.
Yeah, and head over to our Facebook page and share the event. I'm going to leave you with something, and I want you guys to not rally only gear in terms of you can only wear it at rallies. It's going to only be available at the rallies. Now, I'm going to leave you with something that I wanted to play because we're talking about education, and this man's name is Yuri Bezmenov. He is the KGB whistleblower. He came over, I guess, in the 80s, 90s here, and he told everybody what the KGB's plan was. I'm going to switch over and share this screen with you right now. This is Yuri Bezmenov. It's a tweet that I'd found on Twitter. Listen to what this man says, and listen to him and how he talks about education. Here it comes.
15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students.
Educate one generation of students, okay? Just keep a note of that.
In the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism.
There you go. And that's another part of it that I'm just going to keep making a note of, right? This is happening without being balanced by the values of American patriotism. Marxism, he said it, is being pumped into the educational system. This is way back. You see the definition of this video. Marxism is being pumped into the educational system of this country, and it's not being met with resistance from the patriots up until now. But listen to the rest of this clip.
The result you can see. Most of the people who graduated in the 60s, dropouts or half-baked intellectuals, are now occupying the positions of power in the government, civil service, business, mass media, educational system. You are stuck with them. You cannot get rid of them they are contaminated. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black. You still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible.
Complete and irreversible, right? Pumping the values into the educational system. You're stuck with them. They are programmed. There is no way to change their mind. They win this way. 15 to 20 years, one generation. This clip goes on for another minute. Hold on tight.
To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be acting in favor and in the interests of the United States society.
And yet these people have been programmed and, as you say, in place, and who are favorable to an opening with the Soviet concept. Mm-hmm. These are the very people who would be marked for extermination in this country?
Most of them, yes. Simply because the psychological shock.
Marked for extermination.
When they will see in future what the beautiful society of equality and social justice means in practice.
Equality and social justice. Are you paying attention? 15 seconds.
Obviously, they will revolt. They will be very unhappy, frustrated people. And the Marxist-Leninist regime does not tolerate these people. They will join the links of dissenters, dissidents.
And there you have it. KGB whistleblower Yuri Bezmenov telling you everything that the left has successfully done in the schools. Think about what he just said. Listen to that again, and then compare that to what you're seeing in the schools, and get ready for the information that we got coming on Friday, because it's going to go hand in hand with what you just heard. It's scary as all hell. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be passionate, and it's going to make, I think, really, really big waves. Do not miss it.
All righty, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go. Turn me up.
There you go.
There we go. All right, guys. That is the show.
That is the show. That is it.
We're going to end you with that little thought. Make sure you tune in on Friday. Make sure we're going to be. I'm fairly certain we're not going to sleep for the next 2 days.
Yep.
So just banging all this stuff out, guys. Remember, guys, go to your school board meetings. Don't be afraid. Do not let the Attorney General, some hack,
who's not on the Supreme Court,
who's thankfully not on the Supreme Court. Thank you, Cocaine Mitch.
Thank you,
Mitch. You little turtle. You little turtle.
Right.
Looking like Franklin.
Yep.
Thank you for not putting that radical on the Supreme Court. Guys, go to your school board meetings. Do not be afraid.
But don't be violent.
Don't be violent, but do not
attend.
be afraid to speak your mind.
And stay involved.
I'm telling you guys, there's too many of us. There's too many of us. They can't stop us if we all are united. We all hit our school boards. You guys start making connections at your local school boards, and you can do what the moms in Smithtown did. You can do what the moms in West Babylon did. We need you guys. We need you guys to come out like we did in Smithtown.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
But we will see you Friday on
We Will Not Comply.
We Will Not Comply
Listen,
podcast.
In the face of overreaching and tyrannical government, in the face of vaccine mandates, in the face of a supply chain that's being torpedoed, and in the face of the intentional destruction, as you heard Yuri Bezmenov, that's working, the intentional destruction of the United States of America, in the face of it all, we will scream it from every mountaintop until the people in power finally understand and finally get it. We will say the 4 words that, it's We the People Matter, right? Those are 4 words. It's We the People Wednesday. Those are 4 words, but we also will say roundly, we will not comply. Thank you so much. We will not comply. Head to the podcast. Look at it up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's everywhere you need to see it. Go subscribe on the YouTube channel. Sign up for the newsletter, and we will see you Friday morning. Until then, stop complying and stay loud.